The Sages Story Circles began in 2023 with a simple but powerful intention to create a space where elder women could gather, share their stories, and be truly seen and deeply heard. What started as a small, intimate pilot has grown into something truly meaningful for our community. In 2025, we experienced significant growth both in participation numbers and in the depth of engagement. Attendance increased steadily, with returning members bringing friends and neighbors, and more importantly, participation evolved from casual storytelling to intentional, heartfelt sharing. Members arrived not only to speak, but to listen, attentively, intimately, and without interruption. As the circles matured, so did the relationships within them. What began as structured gatherings transformed into a network of genuine care. In 2025, several of our members faced health challenges and major life transitions. The support they received extended far beyond the circles and the meetings. Through phone calls, visits, shared meals, rides, and quiet companionship, the women truly cemented their bonds. And these bonds didn't happen by accident. They were built through the vulnerability, trust, and practice of deep listening that was cultivated within the circles themselves. The Sages Story Circles have become more than a program. They're a community of mutual support and dignity, and participants aren't simply attendees. They're witnesses to one another's lives. Recently, I asked the Sages themselves if they could sum up what the circles mean to them in just a couple words. Their responses were powerful in their simplicity.
My word is tribe. I feel like just with the stories that we share, I have found a group of women that I feel really comfortable with. And yeah, I have found my tribe.
I would offer the word vulnerability because I feel that for myself, it's been a lesson in how to be more vulnerable. When we first started, I remember feeling quite guarded and unsure of what I should share. But now over time, I know that whatever I share is going to be accepted and heard. So yeah, that's my word, vulnerability.
I find comfort in being in a group of women who are supportive and thoughtful and are willing to share their stories. And I love being in this group.
The word that came to me was gift. And it can be a small gift if it comes from an individual or even from a whole group. Might depend on the day. But a gift is a sweet thing.
The word that came to me is community, and having a place where I feel that I belong and I'm respected with a group of women who I respect a lot and just enjoy being in their company and getting to know them at a level that comes through very deeply in the stories.
I guess the word that comes to me is attention. Attention to stories, because I love stories, whether they're spoken or written, and the attention that the women in the group give to one another as they're sharing their stories.
Thank you.
A word that comes to mind with a little help from a friend is listen. I mean, I feel like I've always been a good listener, but what I'm hearing brings so much growth for me, and that's maybe kind of selfish, but also just the enjoyment of all of you. You're just a wonderful group, and it's my sort of one-sided participation is not because I don't care. It's more I've had a lot to relearn after my stroke, and this is just a good place for me to keep working on that.
Thank you, Marcia.
I'm so grateful for the willingness that these group of women have to trust each other with their stories, because they really do go deep and share things that takes a lot of trust to put out there.
So what occurred to me is the word visibility. because in our culture, so many times women become invisible as they age. Either they're not as attractive as they once were, or they get lost in the shuffle, or people look past us, and we become sort of invisible, which is really painful to become invisible. So with this group, I know I'm always going to be visible, and there is an appreciation that comes along with sharing stories, that we all seem to really appreciate one another for what we have to offer. So we're no longer invisible.
The women's words reflect not only the success of this program, but also its impact. The Community Foundation's ongoing support has made it possible for these circles to grow in both reach and depth. And because of this investment, elder women in our community are experiencing meaningful engagement, emotional support, and a renewed sense of belonging. Thank you for helping us sustain and expand this work. The stories continue, and so does the circle.